Yare yo, yare yo. Oh, yare ya. Oh, yare ya, se. Oh, yare so good, so you concept. So, I can literally eat everything right now, including it, because I've been so hungry. Me yare so come them, so to me did it. So I'm like, I'm me cry. What is wrong with me? Why don't? Then I just remember that. Oh, I have to make this. Just say, my so many day. This brings me so much memories. Madam Adlidoche, my mother, may your soul rest in peace. She used to make this for us when we are not well. In the morning, she will make this porridge for us, and it does go a long way to help us recover. So I literally just went back to check my camera, and I realized that my face wasn't showing, so it was just up to here. And well, I'm the only one doing the video, so obviously I couldn't see it. I just went to check, and my face has not been showing, but you've heard me speak. So I just thought to show my face, and not that I'm hiding my face or anything. So what they tired in face. Hopefully my face has shown, and you see how moboletic I've become. For today's recipe, we are going to be using some kondo or more, some chilies or pepper, and then some grains of Selim, otherwise known as hwentia in Ghana. We are going to dissolve the dough into a solution. We're going to make it into a solution, like dissolve it in water, and then add the chilies to the dough solution. That's how I'll call it now. And then, or mixture, and then add it to my blender and give it a good blend. This step here is not compulsory, but the reason I blend it is to get it a bit smoother than it is, so that when I sieve it, I get more food out of it and the chaff is not too much, okay? So I add the peppers to it. I'm using bird's eye chili. That one is really hot. That's why I just use 2. If you're using any other kind of chili, and actually the spicy bit, you have to your taste, okay? To your taste. So whatever your spice tolerances, that's how you go by. But then this is what I am happy with, just 2 bird's eye chili. So once you blend it, you sieve it. If you don't blend it, sieve it after you mix it with water. When sieving, you make sure to add a lot of water depending on how much dough you used. This today I used about 1 cup of dough, 1 cup of dough. I don't know how much you need, but then you can use half a cup of dough or more. But what I did was I added a lot of water. Then the reason will become very clear soon. Okay, this is how my mom used to do it. This is how my mom made her porridge, right? Anytime she made porridge, she used this process. Okay, she would sieve it nicely and then not fill the bowl, because depending on how big your bowl is, you cannot fill a big mixing bowl. No. So this, my bowl is not too big, so I know what it is. So you just mix it to the brim and you let it sit for like 30 minutes. Okay, once it sits, this is what you see. You see that the dough has settled at the bottom, and then the water will be on top, right? So you're going to decant it, right, or drain the water into your saucepan, the saucepan that you are going to make your cocoa or your porridge in. That's where you are decanting this water into, or you are pouring the water into. Okay, so the same water you used to blend and wash your jug and everything, that has settled on top of your dough, your mixed dough, that is what you are pouring. I hope that makes sense. And the next thing you do is to sort of bruise your hwentia a bit, all right? What my mom used to do is just pop it in her mouth and then bite it and then put it in, bite it and put it in. Mommy, wait. What a shock. So yeah, so what I decided to do is just to bash it in my mortar pestle here and then put it in instead of biting it in my mouth. You add a little bit of salt, okay, for taste, a little bit of salt. If you don't want salt, you don't like salt, you don't add it. It is optional, right? So once the water boils, yeah, you are going to be adding your more or your condo mixture. So this bait, what you have to do is you have to be stirring and pouring. You don't just pour and then not stir, or you just don't pour and then stir later. No, as you are pouring, you are stirring. If you don't do that, what happens is it becomes one big lump in the water, and then your cocoa will become ababa. It will become lumps. We don't want cocoa ababa. Okay, so with this, you see that the cocoa will become very thick. When it becomes very thick, you keep adding water, because if you don't add water, your cocoa will just turn into next to some very soft banku, because there is no cassava dough here, nothing. It's just dough, and the dough, it can stiffen. You have no idea. Okay, so you keep adding water until your cocoa is loose. You see how loose, you see the consistency I'm talking about. And at this point, I decided to use a whisk to make the mixing easier. You can use your wooden spoon or your kwankra or your kwanta or whatever, but then I thought I have a whisk. We've moved on when we didn't have a whisk and we only had kwanta or kwankra that we used to make our cocoa with, all benkuta. Yeah, the whisk, it makes it quicker, and then it mixes all the little thickness and lumps inside to make your cocoa very nice. So this is the cocoa. Look at how beautiful it is. I'm sure if I haven't forgotten, I'll stick my wooden spoon in it and you see how light it is. If in the next few minutes I don't do that, I'll go and look for that video and put it in. There it is. You see? Yeah, nice and loose, right? When you start to eat it, you scoop it, it'll thicken again. So that's why you need to make it loose at this stage. Otherwise, your cocoa will become too mpampa. And this cocoa will turn into mpampa, trust me. And watch the rest of what I am trying to tell you here in this video and enjoy.
So as you can see, it's not easy for me. I'm really unwell, and my mouth inside has closed. So what that means is my mouth inside has closed. I can't eat, and there's a lot of bitterness. There's a lot of bitterness in my mouth. So all this is like indicative of fever, like flu, or Ghana most likely malaria, So this is the best breakfast, or we can even have it breakfast, lunch, and supper, because your mouth inside has closed. So whatever will sort of let you eat it there. So this is it. Look at nice porridge. It's very nice, and you can use the same method without the chilies for your baby. So that's the kind of porridge my mom used to make for my siblings when they were little. So yeah, there's the chili inside, so the chili is going to come back. You can take it to the next level by adding all this how do we call it, a little bit of ginger, but then then make house kuku. Then make house kuku, because if you're going to be adding ginger there, then make house kuku. So yeah, then I'll add some sugar. Okay, my grandmother used to tell me that when you are sick, you ubedi esikere abo the sugar cubes, Yeah, when you are unwell, that's what when you eat it to make you better. Hey, abnormal way. So just give it a stir, and you're going to be tasting the sweetness and the spiciness of this porridge. And trust me, it clears your mouth, it clears all the bitterness, and you're able to eat something for your medication. So I'm really glad to be sharing this with you, even though not in the best of circumstances. Just it doesn't matter what is going on inside your mouth. This porridge, it is the best for any malaria. Obi yare na to mean didi. This is what you make for them. Trust me, it doesn't matter how you feel in your mouth. You are pregnant in your first trimester and you are, morning sickness, you vomiting and you can't keep anything down. This is it. Trust me. You can't go wrong. This is very good. I grew up with my mother alongside my great grandmother. So I have these unusual remedies that are buried deep down my memory, but from time to time they keep coming. As they come, I'll share them with you because they are so good, and a lot of them have actually arrived in my current memory. So I've made a lot of other homemade local remedies that will help in so many ways. Cough when you are coughing. My great grandmother had this fantastic home remedy. Just said it was amazing. So I'm going to do that. I'll share that with you. And this menorrhea is one of this menorrhea, menstrual pains. I have that one too, that remedy too. Oh, I'm bringing that to you. So yeah, just stay tuned. And so one of the signs you know that this meal is working on your body is you start to sweat, because obviously when you have fever or malaria, you are cold. When you start to sweat, you start to remove it, right? And your throat to it gives a little bit of heat because of the pepper we put in, a little bit of heat. So you find, say, your throat is, and then you're able to eat, like that bitterness in your mouth, it reduces and it disappears actually. But as you eat, it clears your mouth. Just say, and one it clears your mouth, and that bitterness and that the saliva that is like always lurking in your mouth, right? You see that it starts to clear, and you are, because with sickness comes with medication, if you don't eat in Ghana, if you don't eat, you cannot take certain medication. You have to eat and medication. So, and if you can't keep the food down, taking the medication can be very tricky. So this is one of the meals you can actually enjoy when you are very sick. And a very small tip to share with you: when you are sick, my mom used to tell me, say, "Egwar eyedru, egwar eyedru." So when you can me now on tin, make say, what I'm trying to say, egwar kind of some santim cry. Egwar eyedru, egwar eyedru. So first thing you wake up in the morning, take a very good shower, and all of a sudden, you all that stiffness and the more in your body starts to release, right? It will be released, and you feel a little bit released and refreshed, okay? And then you have your porridge, and then your medication, and you're on your way to getting healed. What I say, So a group. Anytime you feel some way where you're mutting, something is not right with you, just take a very good shower. You see, say, they release you. Very good. And ever since she told me that I don't play with it. I haven't taught my husband, who is an Ewe, how to say this. You should hear him say it. You can't laugh. It's like I've not eaten in ages. It's going down so well. You see how I can finish this in record time, but I'll leave you all to it. And thank you all for joining me and allowing me to share this with you. I hope you find it useful wherever you are, and wherever you're going to. If you're unwell, get well soon. It is these kind of small sicknesses. We are all well and healed in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.